So with the level of corruption in Nigeria right now and the way the APC is currently running Nigeria aground, considering the fact that what we currently have is mass defection where we don't have any politicians or our politicians are without ideology or policy making mindset and people speaking from the quarters of the APC saying that there's nothing wrong with the one party state if Nigeria wants to go there, for example, like the former governor of Kano state, as where the big question that we want to ask is, should we then adopt the Chinese policy of executing political criminals or politicians who have been found guilty of criminality and corruption? Since what we know now is our politicians are decamping and jumping ship to where they can get front row seat to power. But before we break that down, I want you to watch this to the end, obviously, and we will talk about it on the other side of the video. But make sure you watch this to the end and then also subscribe, like, and share. But just watch this because it's quite informative as well. But not only that, it helps us shape our mindset as we look into 2027, looking at the Bola Tinubu administration and the APC, what they've done with Nigeria.
Baffling for a lot of Nigerians to see this fear of a slow shift to a one-party state. Yes, you are talking about what the APC has been in government now for 10 years plus, or at least going on 10 years. You would expect an opposition that would want to come back into power, at least of all opposition parties. But what we're seeing now is a move by a lot of politicians and people from opposition parties, sort of defecting to join the APC. Even those who are not defecting are openly declaring support for Mr. President, like we saw with the Anambra State governor. So that almost sort of begs the question. I mean, there must be something right about the party, or is this just the hunger or the pull to be a part of, the center and where the milk and honey is flowing from?
Let's not pretend what we are seeing and witnessing in the headlines and today is not administration or admiration rather for the APC. It is desperation for power and protection. Politicians and the ones who are defecting here and there are not joining the ruling party because it is working. They are joining APC because it's surviving. And in Nigeria, survival in politics often means access to state funds, immunity from prosecution, and a front row seat at the corruption table. You see, this mass defection, as we're seeing, it's not about any ideology, it's about self-preservation. APC has not delivered governance. So what it has delivered to Nigerians and to the political class is a clear message that if you want to stay relevant, if you want to stay protected, if you want to stay funded, come to the center. And that center has now become a vortex that is even pulling the loudest critics into silence and submission. We are moving dangerously towards a one-party state, not because Nigerians believe in the APC, but because our current political class lacks spine. They have no ideological loyalty, they have no policy depth, they have no long-term vision. All they want to just be is to be near the pot of soup. And that's why political parties are crumbling. It's not because APC is strong, it's because Nigerian democracy is weak. This is not an healthy democracy, or this is not a healthy democracy. A healthy democracy has vibrant opposition, it has dissent, it has alternative plans. What we have is a political cartel that is rotating chairs around the same table. When the Anambra governor openly praises the president while his people are suffering from the same policies, it's not statesmanship, it's submission, it's betrayal. So the defections are not proving that APC is doing something right. They are proving that our politics is broken and that our leaders, the people we are voting into power to improve our lives and to improve our nation, they are more loyal to survival rather than being loyal to public service. Former governor in Kano State said that, there's nothing wrong with a one-party state. Even China has a one-party state. And, thank God for the opposition of Nigerians. We're people who are probably one of the most intelligent people in the entire world who came out and said, yes, let's talk about China. China executes politicians when they are caught in bribery or fraud schemes. So what about you? You were caught in a bribery scheme the other day. Why have you not been executed if we want to imitate China to start? So what gives? What gives is exhaustion. Nigerians are not silent because everything is okay. We're silent because we're tired, just like you said. We're tired of protesting. We're tired of watching nothing change. We're tired of speaking while we're being called enemies of progress. We are tired of being told to calm down down, when our lives are falling apart. We are tired of being forced, the flames of ethnic tensions being flamed while, politicians are stealing our taxes and our money. What we are seeing is not apathy, it's survival mode. People are busy looking for food. People are busy looking for school fees and rent and hospital bills, and let's not lie, that's certainly also a systematic campaign to kill civic spirit. And as for the opposition, most of them are not opposition. We all know the truth. They are just politicians who are waiting for the next meal or waiting for the next deal. They're not building coalitions. What they are building as bridges to the next appointment. We've seen them today. Some of them who criticized this current administration have now been made presidential aide. Why? Because they were building bridges to the next appointment. The few true opposition voices, activists, journalists, people like you, organizers, are fighting with no institutional power. We are fighting with no state backing and often at great personal risks. So yes, we have 2 years left. And that doesn't mean that we sit and wait. It means that we organize. It means that we build community power. Nigerians have seen the truth right now. They said that we will get renewed hope, for example. And again, just like I said, all we've gotten is recycled appointment. For the average Nigerian right now, if you tell them renew hope, that phrase is like an insult, because our hope has not been renewed, it's been shattered. Nothing about this government has restored hope. And so that's what we have to build. We have to amplify the truth. We have to hold everyone, including the opposition, accountable, because silence is not neutrality, just like people say. Silence is complicity. And if we don't resist the slow death of the facade of the democracy that we have now, there may be nothing left to save in 2027.
The first thing we want to conclude here is this is not an argument, is that the APC, the Bola Tinubu administration, hasn't delivered on governance. There's no clear path to governance under this administration. It's not just, being an opposition voice, as Nigerians have become, because we don't have any opposition at the moment. It is what it is clearly at this particular point in time. And if you look at our political class, like the lady said, is that they lack political spine. They don't have it. They don't have any ideology. They don't have any vision, no long-term vision, no policy depth. They don't. It's just for now. What they're doing right now is for now. As much as they're survivors for now, they need to do everything now to remain in power. That's why you can see this mass defection. So what we currently have, like Rinu said, was that we have political cartel. People who know that they can pivot from this political party to the next one, because it's a cartel, it's a group of people sitting down, making decisions on how they will survive, not how Nigeria will thrive. Do you understand? So, and as you can see from what she said, they're jumping ship to the APC, not because of the APC has done particularly well. Literally, for everything that Bola Tinubu said he was going to deliver, it's failed on every single thing, from security all the way down to economic improvement. No jobs for people. And when they sit in their own upper echelon, they talk about the rubbish they're talking about every day, saying that, oh, Nigeria is getting better, policies are working, the Naira is now stable, from where they met the Naira to where they dropped the Naira. So they're telling Nigerians, look at where we brought it from. See where it is right now, is stable because our policies are working. All of those are just jumbo rubbish, But you can see the fact that the politicians, or what we currently have, is that they're jumping from the current political party where they are to the APC. First of all, immunity from prosecution. Secondly, access to state funds. And the third one, like she put it, aptly put it, front seat at the corruption table. So this defection is for them to sit in front at the corruption table. They become part of the fellow, people sitting down to enjoy corruption, and their sins are forgiven. I like to use that because that's what Oshamale said. So they've now delivered to the politicians when they know they're corrupt. If you want to stay relevant, if you want to stay away from being prosecuted, come to the APC. That's why she said this is the front seat of corruption. They're sitting right there and they're enjoying that corruption, and that's where Nigeria currently is at the moment. And you know what? Truly, our democracy is weak. Truly, we don't have politicians with spines. We don't have politicians with ideologies. We don't have politicians who have ideas on how to fix Nigeria. They don't have long-term vision. All they're after is, how am I going to be desperate to hold on to power and stay relevant? So I'm going to ask again. I'm going to ask you this one more time. Should we adopt, because if the former governor of Kano State says that there's nothing wrong with having one political party, since we currently have the same thing in China. Should we then ask the same question we've asked them? Should Nigeria then adopt the Chinese policy as well for corrupt politicians who have been found to be guilty of corruption? Should they also be executed? You understand? Because the ordinary Nigerians are not the ones stealing the money. If you've been stealing money from Nigerians' coffers, you're found, you get executed. If you've been mining gold, mining resources out of Nigeria without proper licenses, you're found, you get executed. Should we adopt that same policy? Should Nigeria adopt the Chinese policy of executing criminal politicians once they're found guilty? Because Ebuka's questions were very spot on. And Rinu's answers were very spot on. 2 years into Bola Tinubu's administration, what we've had, like she put it, is a vortex, is a whirlwind that's pulled everybody into that center of that corruption. I mean, you have the likes of Daniel Boala, which he said clearly. Daniel Boala was spot on when he said that give Tinubu 100 years, we will not be able to fix Nigeria. Yet he's been put into that vortex as well. That lets you know that this is just for their own personal relevance, looking for the next appointment. That's where their voices are for, not because they care for Nigeria. They care for their own belly, their own pocket. They're men of their pocket. So put your comments in the comment section. Let's have this conversation. Should we start executing political criminals, people we found they've committed crime, they've stolen from the people, they've stolen from the government, they've stolen from Nigeria, and the judiciary has found them guilty? Like China, should we adopt that same policy? Should we start executing those people? So put fear in the system so that Nigeria can work. Because it is lack of accountability that's giving birth to what we currently have. If corruption gives birth to a President Bola Tinubu Ahmed administration, how can it fix what gave birth to it? Without clear sincerity. So again, put your comment in the comment section. Let's have this conversation. If you're meeting this content for the first time, please like, share, and subscribe. If you've been following us and you've not yet subscribed, please do so. I will catch you up in the next video. Bye-bye for now. God bless you.